Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Here we go! Here we go!
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 6 of Behind the Boots podcast, where we dive into life for service members that you might not hear about in daily life. I am Jon.
Stuff that doesn't make the news. And I'm Bobby.
How you doing, Bobby?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, just okay.
I got some water heater issues at the house.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
As in, like, no hot water?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's... Well, I mean, you could look at the... on the other side of it, you could just say you're, like, homesteading. Like, you're, you know...
Just boil some water in the fireplace?
Yeah. You can be like, I'm just really looking after the, the environment. I just don't want to have hot water.
I'm not.
Okay. Like, no, I'm like, fucking cold shower.
Yeah, no. Fucking cold shower. Done that plenty of times.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Thank you. That doesn't get me hot water, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Episode 6.
Episode 6. We are trucking along.
Which means 5 full episodes have come before this.
They have. That's how math works.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Me too.
I'm excited for all of them, but
this is a good one.
This one
like
especially, I'm amped up for.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be a good one.
So as you can see,
got some
right down there.
Yeah.
We got our first swag.
Oh yeah, right there.
First swag. It's stickers. Stickers. I think that's like something that you have to do as a podcast. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
solidifies it.
Yeah,
it makes it real.
Once you get stickers, that's how you know you've made it, and we made it.
Yeah.
So that's a wrap, guys. That's
it.
Great.
It's been a good run.
It's been a great
Appreciate it.
5-episode run, and we will see you never again.
That's not true.
No, it's
not.
And
I just want to, issue a challenge to all of our listeners out there who have also liked and subscribed to the podcast and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, that you may see these stickers around the country, if not the world. And when you do, take a picture of it and tag us in it and post it on Instagram or the Twitter sphere, whatever you want to do.
I'll do you one better. If they go onto the website, wilcomediapro.com/BTB podcast, send us a message. If you want, send me your address. I will send you some stickers.
Boom.
And you can stick them out yourself.
Ho-ho.
And take pictures.
All over the world.
All over the world.
All over the world.
I'll even cover the 52 cents for a stamp.
Well, that's why I buy those Forever stamps.
Yeah. Is it 52 cents still, or is it like a fucking $1.50 now?
Yeah,
it's like...
It just says Forever on it, so
yeah.
I was like, all right, well, whatever that costs. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I'll do that, yeah.
But I want to see stickers all over the place.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what we want to see.
If you're listening to this in a deployed location, slap those stickers all over everything governmental, and let your friends know. Even not, yeah, exactly. The inside of those porta potties. Hand them out to the tribes. The inside of those porta potties.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. But yeah, stickers. You can grab some. Available
at my house.
Now.
Just let me know.
And my truck.
Oh.
Send it.
What if they were to tattoo the logo on their body? What do they get?
Whew, they could be a guest.
Okay.
On the show.
Okay. Should we take them out to a nice steak dinner?
Like Steak and Shake, or like a real
one,
a real steak,
a real one.
Ooh, like the Capitol Grill or like the Bancroft or something like that.
Something fancy.
Yeah. If I see
like Outback Steakhouse or something
real fancy.
If we have a listener who gets the logo tattooed on their body, I will take them to Capitol Grill.
Okay, so Big Dick Nick, producer extraordinaire, has just said, thrown down the gauntlet. If you get the tattoo, he will take you to Capitol Grill and us with that. And we'll pay for it all. So it's great. He just said I added the pay for it all.
And by we mean him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no problem. If somebody gets a tattoo, we'll do it.
And that's only one per customer. You can't get it multiple times.
You do not get the tattoo all over your body.
Yeah, you can't get the sticker every time you want a steak dinner. So I was thinking, we have to have tens of listeners by now.
Tens of listeners. You are correct.
Name. Do you think our listeners should have a name? nickname that we call them.
A nickname for, like, you mean like how we call all enlisted military members Joe?
Yeah.
We would call them something?
Yeah.
What should we call them? Do you have an idea?
No, that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
You. Yeah,
Nice. Okay. I don't have that's a great idea. That we could refer to them as like, hey, thanks for coming back. Meh.
Yeah.
So I think that's something we should put out to the listeners.
Again.
What do you think we should refer to you as?
Yeah.
This is a good time to fire it off on any of our social platforms, or just writing in that Right Shit Here column on the Wilco Media website.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
But Bobby has trouble with technology, as you can tell.
I do.
With what he's writing on.
I do.
Yeah, he just learned what a website was yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that hashtagging? Did I just do that?
I think you just hash browned.
Okay. Nice. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. But the Wilco Media website, Behind the Boots.
Yep.
Right Shit Here. Right Shit There. Tell us what you want us to call you. I think if you're just tuning in, shame on you. There's 5 more episodes before this.
Yeah.
But if you've already been listening, then you know what we're all about. And you know that we do like to drink while we're doing this, because it makes not only us look better, it makes us sound better, it makes us feel better.
If there's anything I learned in high school, it's drinking makes you look cool.
That's right. I've been a big fan of Miller Lite since I was 8. So tonight's drink, though, we went back to the IPA. It is delicious, right?
Yeah.
So Johnny brought us an IPA last week, so I brought one this week. This is one of my favorites. This is the Cloud Candy IPA from Mighty Squirrel Brewery, and that's right out of Waltham, Massachusetts. I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's a good one. It is a really good one.
It's almost got like a sweet start to it, and then it's got a little bite at the end.
It's that haze. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. So check them out. I know COVID has been problems on tap rooms and stuff, but I think they do have a tap room in Waltham, and that's a good one. So Cloud Candy. I like the name too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It looks like it looks like it should be like a cotton candy dispenser. Like, you know what I mean? Like, open it and cotton candy pops out.
Yeah, I was expecting a cotton candy flavor. I was like, I'm
going to try this one weird. But yeah. So also, other questions or that listeners could help us out with. If you have a beer that you're like super keen on and it's local to the New England area, write it in. Hey, we'll try it out. We'll put it on here. If you're a local brewery and you want to have us showcase one of your beers on here, for money, for free, for money, for everything, but it's a way that we can give back to you and you can give back to us. So write in. Let us know.
It doesn't have to just be beer.
No.
But beer is something that a lot of people are passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And when they find something like a diamond in the rough type of microbrewery, they love that place. Mm-hmm. So if that's something that you have in your community, fucking send it our way and we'll try it out.
Yeah, I think we're limited right now just to where we're at in the North Shore, Massachusetts, New Hampshire area. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let us know.
I like to broaden my horizons.
Me too. So I want to try interesting and new things.
Yeah.
Again, though, we don't pull any punches on here. If we think it sucks,
I'm going to tell you it sucks.
They're going to tell you it sucks, unless you're paying us, and we won't.
And so, if you're paying us, then it won't suck because we're not going to pay for shit that sucks.
Exactly. But Cloud Candy.
It's very good. Mm-hmm. So drinking happens a lot in the military.
Yeah.
It's like breathing.
Yes.
Basically. And a lot of stuff happens when you're drinking. Mm-hmm. And I found that the most frequent occurrence is you get a little randy, if you will. Okay? So we're going to go into the first segment, which is going to be Rogue Privates.
Oh, one of my favorites. The play on words.
Exactly. So I got 2 stories for Rogue Privates. One is one's funny. I like it. It's a little more mild, and the other one is gonna leave a mark. It's gonna leave a mark. But I couldn't.
We're talking about like BDSM here, like leaving a mark, like a whip mark?
You'll see.
Okay.
I couldn't read it myself and then not have everyone else hear it
Not be
because
aroused.
I want. Fair. I'm constantly aroused. I want you all to have this image in your head as well. Okay, so first story.
I can't tell you the images I have in my head right now, but go on.
Put your pants back on. On active duty, getting ready to deploy from Camp Lejeune to Iraq, going as an interpreter for Marine Civil Affairs. Me and another female NCO go get drinks one night after getting back from the field. Just chilling at the bar, bullshitting, when these two drunk guys come up and start talking to us. At first, I was going to politely let them know we weren't interested in company, and when the other girl asked them, "Oh God, are you guys Marines?" "What the fuck? We're Marines," I said. And then I was like, "Oh, okay, so this might be fun." So they're both Marines, and their friend is, acting like they're not, just to fuck with these guys.
Okay, gotcha.
So the guys were like, "Yep, I'm a corporal, and he's a PFC." Drunky replied, that's what they're going to call him. "That's so crazy," I chime in. "I don't think I could ever do that. Your boot camp looks really scary. I'd probably cry. Glad someone else is doing it." So we spend the next half hour getting these two to make up stories about what it's really like, paying for a beer or two to kind of make up for the joke. As the evening winds down, I start feeling a little guilty and ask if they need a lift back to the barracks. After all, they're too toasted to even see straight. They think this means love and accept. And by love, they mean little...
The beast with two backs.
Oh, yeah. So we pile into my car and I head back to the base. I get to the front gate and hand the guard my ID. After he looks it over, hands it back to me. "Have a good night, Staff Sergeant." The guys in the back seat are suddenly very quiet and very sober. As soon as I get to the parking lot of their barracks, they bailed out of the car like it was on fire, and my buddy and I start laughing our asses off. It was probably the only time I'd seen a drunk Marine running away from ladies.
That's pretty good. It's well played. Well played.
That's genius.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It is
hilarious.
genius. I do feel like that female service members do have that option more than male service members for telling
To kind of blend in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, "Oh no, I'm not a Marine. You just like your hair like that?"
Yeah, you just like your hair like that and your shorts that short? Yeah.
So that's well played on them. Well played on them. Good
Yeah,
job,
it's funny
Staff
because,
Sergeant.
these two young kids, they probably see these young ladies and they're like, "Oh, like, this is it, man. Like, they're digging us." The two ladies probably went to the bathroom and the two guys pounded it. They're
Yeah,
like,
they're
we're getting it in tonight, man. They probably had bukkake on the mind or something. But it wasn't that way at all.
No. It
Yeah.
ended. Those privates didn't get so rogue.
No, no, I mean,
Well contained. Well contained.
I'd imagine they had to finish themselves
But
off when they got back.
You know what's better though is like I would have respected them more if they still continued. Be like, "Well, you're not in my chain of command."
Oh, damn. All
You're
right.
still doing this or what? Obviously, you still liked it. You still bought me drinks.
See how far they could go?
Yeah, good for them.
Wait, the guys or the girls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, either way.
I mean, if you're a private, in my mind, and I found out that she was a staff sergeant, I'd be kind of like, "Oh, fuck yeah, man, I'm about to bang a staff sergeant. This is gonna be pretty sweet."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're thinking like long term, right? Like, dude, dual income? Come on. I mean,
I know, right?
Staff sergeant, you're
Yeah.
a corporal or a PFC, like, yeah. But the real question is,
And-
why was that corporal hanging out with a PFC? That's a no-no.
Lance Corporal.
Oh, I think so. Okay, corporal.
Lance
Oh,
corporal.
Oh, Lance corporal. Yeah.
Yep.
I just heard the corporal. See where my mind goes.
Yeah, and them being young, Lance Corporal PFC, they were probably thinking marriage. As soon as those women started talking to them, they're like, "I'm gonna marry her."
Yeah, because you know why?
100%.
We can move out of the barracks.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can get that BAH.
BAH.
Move out of the barracks.
Damn.
This is brilliant.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah. And what
I know.
girl doesn't want to marry a 19-year-old Marine PFC for a chance at a better life?
I can't. I mean, she already had probably a pretty good life. But I can't imagine any woman who would turn that down.
No.
That is.
If they do, they're not American.
That's like a whole $1,900 a month.
Solid pay.
Solid pay. All right, we're going to go right into the next one, so you guys are also scarred. I was once in the Army, infantry, and that's it. No, I'm just kidding.
That is scarring. It's scary.
Scary, right? Anyway, we were all drinking in the recreation room and playing pool when one of the dudes announces that he has his dick pierced. Of course, no one believes this, so one of the wild guys says he has to see this guy's Johnson for proof. The guy with the piercing replies, "No, suck my balls." As one does. The wild one says, "Okay, I gotta see this shit." The pierced one then pulls out his balls, thinking the wild one was bluffing. The wild one was not bluffing. He put the pierced one's balls in his mouth. Everyone in the room stopped what they were doing and were in shock. The pierced one then reveals his pierced dick. The wild one was called gay for a while, but he didn't care because he lived with no regrets. He would play gay chicken with people and never lose. This was a wild man. He was not gay either, just wild. Anyway, yeah, a dude sucked a dude's balls in order to see a pierced dick. And then he goes, infantry, hooah.
Yeah, listen, shit gets crazy. This is the real behind the boots.
Ugh.
So I'm one, not shocked.
Yeah.
I'm two, intrigued on like how exactly he did it. Like, was it like, you think about, was the guy standing up? Were they on a, like, how did this all go down? Right?
I pictured the quote unquote
like,
wild one on his knees.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, so now you're in a crowd, obviously, because you said a crowd, like everyone stopped quiet.
Full on fellatio position.
And I feel like if music was playing, it would automatically stop. Like, it's just like
the record player
it like stopped, and then like everyone looked, and then when said testicles were removed from this individual's mouth, like it immediately started again, and then everyone's like, okay, cool, yeah, back.
Yeah, but my concern is this: the guy didn't want to show his dick that's pierced, but he's like, yeah, I'll put my ball in some guy's mouth.
Yeah, but see, the ball's in that guy's court now. Once he throws that out there, right? Like, I mean,
I guess
you're looking at a point to where like this is okay. I mean,
did he touch it with his tongue too? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Did
he
put his tongue in the back of the mouth so
yeah,
he was
like,
just lipping it, or did
no? But
he?
This is what I mean. It's like I'm having a hard time envisioning like the stance, because it's all critical on.
Good job not paying attention to the TV.
I know. He's like not paying attention, but anyway. But yeah, that's it. All comes full circle, I guess. In that, it's like it's weird. I'm just
what is full circle there? Like what?
No, I'm trying. Yeah, he's coming. I'm trying to think of a whole. I'm like, wow. I'm just so. You said.
Nick, feel free to chime in anytime you'd like.
I'm sorry, I couldn't handle that. I was crying on that one.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I'm perplexed because there's so many variables in this. Like, one, was Pierce dick dude, or like,
we'll call him Pierce.
I was gonna say PDD. Was he in the military as well? Because that's just not hygienic.
Yeah. I'd imagine there wasn't just a guy that walks into.
Okay. Well, I mean, was it like we were at the friend's party?
Well, he said
like,
in the rec room.
Even better. So this is in the barracks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I hate to say, like, I know guys like this that that have no problems going that far.
They're just so comfortable within themselves.
And then I want to look at, like, I feel bad because there's obviously more people in there, because he said they stopped and looked and watched what was going on.
There's a lot of people in there.
But those assholes got a free look at the pierced dick.
That's true.
And this is the situation.
They should have all had to put that ball in their mouth or close your eyes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You cannot look. It's like you did not get a chance to go into the tent. You didn't pay your quarter to come and look at the bearded lady. So you don't get to come in.
Calling his dick a bearded lady.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't get to look at that, right? So
that's my new nickname for my dick, is the bearded lady now.
That was already the nickname, but So that's what I think too. It's like, wow, those guys need to. Those guys, because I'm obviously I'm fairly certain that there were no females around if this sort of stuff was happening in the rec
I'd
room.
imagine. I'm assuming it was infantry before ladies were allowed to be in infantry.
Yeah, totally. Wow, so many things that just. Yeah,
I'm just glad it's not just on my shoulders now. I'm glad everyone can have that.
Yeah, the world has been given to you.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
I gifted it to you all.
Well done, Jon. Rogue privates, but see that. Wow.
I sat on that story for a few weeks before I decided that I could share it with the world.
Yeah, but again, it's like I'm just thinking too. It's like it's an unwinnable situation.
For which one?
Pierce, for both of them, right? So Pierce is like, yeah, I'm not going to show you, but only if you lick my balls or put my balls in your mouth. And the other guy's like, I want to see it, but I'm willing to put your balls in my mouth.
Yeah.
So it's like the unwinnable situation. Do you watch
or maybe for both of them it was a win-win, dude. I don't know.
I guess, yeah. I was going to say that totally negates what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's the unwinnable situation. It's very nerdish, like Star Trek, the Kobayashi Maru.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the unwinnable situation. You know what I'm talking about, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you can no matter what you do, you lose.
Yeah, I think the real losers are everyone else.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think
who are just trying to play pool and have a good time. You know, you only get so much time off.
Yeah.
And
now there's that.
I'm
gonna take a sip of this real quick and just.
Yeah. I might chug it.
Well done, Jon.
Might chug it and light up a cigarette.
Episode 6 got a little randy. I like your use of the term randy too.
Thank you.
It's in its appropriate manner in that case. Well done. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
How do we?
I don't even know. I can't even transition from that.
Where do we go from here? Let's just fucking do your
thing.
All
right. Fuck it. Yeah, all right. So I want to put a different vision in your head.
Please do.
Okay, please do. I want you to, and you listening at home, I want you to think about what comes to mind when I mention the American Revolution. Like, what's the vision?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, the Patriot? Okay, fair enough. I was going to say, like, Washington crossing the Delaware on the front of the boat. That vision of the American Revolution, right?
If you want me to say something, just tell me what to say.
Well, no, but I mean, obviously.
What's
it like?
Yeah, like Lexington conquered.
Yeah. Everybody has a view of something, right? Like when you say the Civil War, you have that view of Gettysburg, right?
Yeah.
The little round top, picket star, whatever. You have this grandiose.
The Battle
vision.
of Schrute Farms.
There you go. I don't go on. You say World War I, you think trenches or the Red Baron. Something's
There's always
vision, a vision of that. If you say Vietnam, it's Creedence Clearwater Revival and a Huey.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah.
But when you say the global war on terror, only one thing can come to mind, and that is a small aluminum 8-ounce can of Rippets.
Okay.
That is the vision of the global war on terror. The Rippet is synonymous with American service members deployed overseas since 2001.
Amongst service members.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the service members, it is very much an unsung hero.
It is because they don't know the joy that 8-ounce can would bring. So for those of you that don't know what the Rippet is, it's brought to you by the good people at the National Beverage Corporation. And it's a fucking energy drink. And it was the cheapest energy drink possible.
And if you know what it is, you probably shop at Dollar General.
Exactly. Because that's where it's found in America.
Yep.
Now, we're not knocking that.
No, I love Dollar General.
But what was funny about it is the Rippet was packaged for overseas use. And not the typical 12 or 16-ounce can. In an 8-ounce fucking stubby little can.
Little chode can.
In these little bitty flat carton crates, right? But everyone knows what a Rippet. Everyone knows in the military that served in the GWAT knows what a Rippet is, right?
The best I can compare it to in energy drinks nowadays is the Bang energy drinks.
Yeah,
it's the different
like
flavors.
A cult following.
Yeah, different flavors. that don't really taste like what you think they're supposed to taste like.
No. So
I think the difference between a Rip It and Bang is that the 8-ounce can of Rip It's has like 64 grams of sugar, and the Bang has 0.
Yeah, yeah, and what's I find humorous is I put out a poll on social media, as I do.
As Bobby does.
I want to hear what the listeners have to say, and this was the most responded to poll that I've ever put out, and I just basically said I have to read it because it was go ahead.
The Rip It's almost like the Whoopie. You know what I mean? Like the Whoopie we talked about last week.
Yeah.
It's people are that passionate.
It's a
about
cult
the Rip It.
following about the Rip It. And what's funny is no one buys them over here in the military. Like it's only for like overseas deployment. But I said, while deployed, coffee or energy drinks or both. What was your go-to? Chow Hall, green beans, Rip It's, what was it? And Rip It's, for those who don't know green beans, it's also a coffee store.
Yeah, I love green
I did
beans.
too. The Moac, the mother of all coffees.
Mm-hmm.
It was a large black coffee with 4 shots of espresso in it.
Yeah.
It gets the job done.
I feel like it was actually terrorists that were working at Green Bean, and that was just their way of killing us from the inside.
way of getting us out. So some of the comments I had on here on this poll were hilarious though. There's one from a female medic in Hawaii right now. Rip It's and tuna. That was her go-to, and I'm like, okay, that's disgusting.
Like tuna from a can, or like
tuna
from down over there.
Tuna from a can.
Okay.
Tuna from a can, and
All
then Rip It's in Copenhagen, non-alcoholic Budweiser by the Flat, all kinds. Yeah.
Who said that? Because
degenerates.
Unfriend them. Unfriend them.
Degenerates. But yeah, so the Rip It was everyone almost said the Rip It. Like it was like Rip It. Now there were in some places, depending on where you served, there were some like knockoff energy drinks too. I believe the Standing Rock was one, the Pit Bull.
Is the Standing Rock the green can?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Fucking
horrible.
garbage.
Yeah, medicinal taste, whatever.
Yeah.
Just gross. So I started to delve into the interwebs, the dark webs, about Rip It's in the military. And I found some pretty good, quick little stories about Rip It's, and I thought I would like to share those with you and
I
the
would
listener.
love to hear them.
The listener. Because it's one family now. It's the listener. We just need that name, though.
We need the name.
So everyone has a Rip It story, whether they know it or not. So we asked our community of service members, veterans, and nasty civilians for their favorite tales of the high-energy chaos, real or imagined. Here's what we got. Now, I will tell you, I don't think any of these are imagined, except for maybe one, and I'll let you pick which one that is at the end.
So now I actually got to pay attention.
Yeah, and this is from you'll know right away.
Okay.
Hopefully, this is from Task and Purpose, and which is a great story place as well. So, so each one has like a little tagline on top, and then it's like a short little story about it underneath. So it says, when it's the only thing that gets you through the day. The one route clearance patrol we did while attached to an Army EOD in and around Fallujah area, November of 2007, lasted 18 hours.
Goddamn.
All I had that day was Rip It's and Runts candy riding through around in our AAVs. And it says, Yats, yes. Thank you at Rip It Energy. You got me through the day. So that one I believe that's pretty accurate.
That sounds about right, yeah.
And probably the only thing false in that was 18 hours. It's more like probably like 24. Like full.
Yeah.
He lost track so many Rip It's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the sun came down and went up a couple of times, and he forgot about it. Yeah.
When the only casualty of a near miss is your Rip It's. The JTAC gave me a Roger, and I heard the hiss of the MRAP door followed by a fuck and a sickening thud as the JTAC tripped and tumbled from the rear door onto the pavement chest first. He rolled over, and I saw fluid squirting out in every possible direction. I panicked, thinking he had some type of serious wound, but when I got to him, the spray hit my face and realized it was blue Rip It.
See, Rip It's is saving lives.
I know,
man.
pretty good one.
Rip It's is
in
saving
your face,
lives.
but it was the Rip It. When you attempted to travel back in time and failed miserably. Tried pouring a whole can into the mission processor of my Apache helicopter one night, hoping for a hot tub time machine kind of situation. It didn't work, and now the bird is grounded.
See, I feel like that's a fake one.
But I also
kind of feel like it might not be.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I'm like, some warrant officer's like, I got this.
Yeah.
The Chernobyl from Hot Tub Time Machine.
I really don't want to go on a mission tonight.
Which, by the way, if you haven't seen Hot Tub Time Machine, it's a very underrated movie.
Yeah,
it's very
watch
good.
it.
Yeah, the Chernobyl. When Rip It is a source of some friendly competition, one day out of the week in Bagram, they would have rippets at the DFAC. My crew worked nights, so we tried to get some extras. Sign said to take 2 only. My sergeant and I played a game to see who could get the most cans back to the talk without getting caught. His record was 24 cans. The bastard stuffed them in every pocket he could get 2 cans into.
And if you've never served ACU pants or BDU pants, they're the mother of all cargo pants.
Yes, I honestly think it's like, I'll nerd out here again too, but it's like the wardrobe from like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like you open the cargo pocket pants up and it's like a whole other fucking world.
Yeah.
In there, it just keeps going. Or Santa's sack. Like,
Yeah, I've seen
it just keeps
people
going.
pull out brooms from the. Some guy pulled out a midget.
Whole TMs,
Yeah.
whole like bookshelves, like
Yeah,
everything coming out.
it's crazy. Some guy
Yeah,
pulled
yeah,
out
yeah.
like a new soldier. Just all of a sudden,
Just but the other thing that's funny is the stupidity in the military and government service is that if you didn't put a sign up at all, people would only take 1.
Yeah,
but it's
exactly,
the fact that you said
I was
only
gonna say
take
that too.
2. Well,
Challenge-
fuck you now. Challenge accepted. Now I'm gonna
motherfucker.
take as many
Yeah.
as I fucking want. All of them. How about that? And so that's how it's like. Service members, Joe is stupid like that. He's just like, "Puh, okay, challenge me, got it. When the rippet is mana from heaven. My favorite personally was watching junior Marines' faces when a Marine captain who was riding in my truck threw a few rippets to them. They had been in mortar pits for 3 weeks and hadn't seen anything but MREs and water. They'd been praying to the gods, and the Marine captain drove by and threw rippets at them like peasants, like throwing shillings.
just drove.
And drove away. Here you go, peasants.
Oh my god.
When your plans suddenly change. We were set to convoy and got told there's a high chance of contacts, so 2 privates with us split a whole rack of rippets.
Fuck it, we're gonna die anyways.
Then they called the convoy off, so they just sat there shaking like crackheads.
Oh god.
And then, or when you just need a little time to kill. 2010, Camp Ramadi. Months of boring KLE mission had us stir crazy. So key leader engagement, right? Just talking to the locals. Rippets and Camel Smokes helped me stay awake long enough to power through like 4 seasons of Dexter in 2 weeks with my homie.
With my homie.
Which is true, yeah. There's an at there, but I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to throw it at. Yeah, this is hilarious because it's the longest one too, but it's just the tagline. When you need to face down some damn dirty baboons.
Okay.
I'm like, all right.
Go on.
So the year, and it reads like a good story.
You have my attention.
The year was 2018, and the government was all over the net. Some dickhead put cybernetic shot assist implements in the head of military-grade baboons. About a dozen, and armed them with AKs, set with explosive tip rounds. They covered an area about the size of a football field and didn't play well with others. I was headed home from a half day of work, easiest 12 hours of my life. I was also excited about the rain and fog, just the way I like to party. So on the way home, I stopped to buy my grape rippet and was confronted by the baboons. All I'm going to say is those baboons like to party and love drinking rippets for their hangover. I'm going to say that one's probably real as well.
That's probably real too.
And then the bonus, though, this is a good one. The bonus is when civilians get a little too much rippet in their system. So as you mentioned earlier, you can only really buy the rippets at some fine establishments.
Dollar Tree, like Dollar General.
Yep.
If a store has the word dollar in it,
You can buy rippets
probably
there.
buy rippets
Yeah.
there.
But this is, so I'm assuming where this civilian got them is maybe in the Deep South, possibly. I don't know. Anyway, that's not a stab at the Deep South, but I know that more people
It's a little bit of a stab.
tend to buy. I go there. I mean, whatever. Anyway, so shotgun 2 in a row at my high school in the bathroom, then proceeded to get kicked off the basketball court. I'm in the band.
Like a nerd with a tuba, just wigging out
Just
on ribbons.
wigging out.
What kind of performance
ribbons.
was he doing when
I
he got the
don't know.
shotgun
That's-
2 ribbons?
Yeah, you're like, I want more.
The performance of my life.
I want more. Do you remember any of the flavors?
I don't remember what they're called, but I could
Remember the colors, right?
Yeah. As you were saying, like there was a red one that tasted like medicine.
I think that was called like Power or like Power. Like,
Yeah, because they had like hardcore names. You know
weird.
what I mean?
Yeah, they were like weird. Like I remember like Citrus X was
Yeah.
one, and it was like the yellow can,
Yeah.
and then there was the red one, and the blue Rip-It, which was like I never had a blue. You couldn't get them. They were like mystical. They weren't always around. You could always get the red
no
ones.
one knew if they were real or not.
Yeah, it's like I've heard about the blue Rip-It.
Yeah, but I've never seen them.
Never seen it. Never seen it. But yeah, I've witnessed people drinking 5 cans in a row, and then shaking profusely. There were a couple stories on there about individuals drinking them so much that they could tell what was going to happen to their body in a certain amount of time by the color of the Rip-It they were drinking. They're like, all right, red Rip-Its. Oh, I gotta be close to a bathroom. I'm gonna shit myself in like 5 minutes.
Got it down to a science, huh?
Like, all this thing. So, yeah, it's one of those little unique things that only happen overseas. Is like the Rip-It
Yeah.
culture. Like, and you remember like for us, like sometimes you get like you had to go to like a big base or something, and like you could get like real Red Bulls at the mall, the mall, the BX, or like the Shopette or whatever was on,
Yeah.
like the trail, like real Red Bulls. But it's like
It's right next to the Abercrombie.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want that. I want the Rip-It.
Yeah. But I mean, why would you buy them when they're
Exactly.
issued to you? You know what I mean?
When you can drink 4 little cans of Rip-It, immediately get diabetes.
Dude, I would
be wired all night.
I'd put a Rip-It up against a Red Bull any day.
I like so there's a whole nother subculture to the Rip-Its of people that have talked about the type of drinks you can mix, like the alcohol. Like people were talking about, like you do like Rip-Its in the citrus one, vodka in the citrus one, like different flavors and different things. So I mean, we might have to do some research, and maybe that'll be one of the drinks of the episode.
Yeah,
some sort of Rip-It. We'll do the research,
and then we'll
put the
probably
man-hours
like
in.
eat each other's faces because we're so
like
wired.
bath salts.
Yeah, we don't know how to. We don't
So
know how to handle it.
that's being wired. That's being wired while deployed.
That brought back a lot of memories. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
I'm here for that.
So, we'll get right into the next one. I was watching, I can't remember what show, and even if I did remember, I wouldn't say it anyways, because I like to keep some things in my life private. But when you're watching movies or shows and they're involving military, what do you notice?
Usually how incredibly accurate they are in their depictions of military members, combat scenes.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Hollywood does a great job of depicting the military, and that was the end of my segment.
Hollywood's been known for their accuracy.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's one thing that I think we can stand on in this country.
Yeah.
Is that most movies, TV shows are accurate portrayals of what
for sure. Yeah, they don't dramatize anything.
Of what they're doing.
Yeah, and that's the show, guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think to answer your question, I get very frustrated watching anything because once something's wrong, I can't focus on anything else.
What has been the most glaring thing for you?
Oh, dude, uniforms, ranks, names, the way they so I really a big fan of this streaming show. I don't want to say the name because I want to give them credit, but it's based off a book. It was put out, and there was this like one of the seasons there were like CIA guys, but they needed to get a boat, and they needed the boat driver who was supposed to be a former Navy SWCC guy, but in his house he had Air Force rank with Army combat badges with
I know the exact show you're talking about because I just watched it. And that's what made me think of it.
And everything was fucked up, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yep.
And it's just like, yeah. And the funny thing is also having spent a lot of time in the aviation world in the military, listening to call signs that people have. Everyone thinks that people's like call signs or nicknames are fucking badass stuff, like Maverick and Iceman and Viper. No, it's call signs like Clown Shoes and like Shithead and, and just
my call sign was Face. Yeah, because my squad leader was like, "You're good looking, so you're gonna be Face."
Oh well, or he called you Face because of the A Team, but yeah. Well, that's a good one. Mine was Pooh Bear, but that's different. that's a long
cute.
story. Yeah. Anyway, the glaring.
So we can both agree that there's a
Misconceptions of
lot of shit that they get wrong.
Oh yeah.
So I took a page out of the Bobby Carlton book. I asked the social medias.
Took a poll.
Yeah. To see what veterans or service members have noticed, or like what really grinds their gears about shit that Hollywood does. All right. So I'm gonna go over a couple of them, and there was a couple people who were like, oh, they have to get shit wrong. It's like a thing, but that's wrong. I
don't think that's right.
I did the research, okay, and by that I mean I looked at websites.
I Wikipedia'd it.
Hollywood, like, they're allowed to be as accurate as they possibly can.
Yeah.
But sometimes they get lazy, like they don't hire actual people who've been in the military to as whatever they call them.
Technical advisors.
Thank you, advisors.
Or like current, like that's the other thing. They'll hire people that served in like Vietnam or like post-Vietnam, and they'll hire them for like a movie that's supposed to take place in like 2018.
Yeah.
Like the uniforms changed 16 times.
Fun fact, that's how Arlie Army got his job in Full Metal Jacket. He was the consultant.
He was, yeah. So that's right.
But that's an accurate one because he was also a Marine drill instructor.
Yeah.
Like legit.
And that was
at that time
an accurate depiction of.
Yeah, there's a really good, like, I'm a big fan of Captain Dale Dial too. He does all he did like Band of Brothers. He did like Saving Private Ryan. He did Platoon, and his are really accurate because he really takes the time to
exactly. And
look into
you're
those
allowed to be
things.
as accurate as you can. Just sometimes they get lazy. They don't pick an advisor. They just trust their costume designers to
their prop rooms and stuff. Yeah.
So whoever said that, you're fucking wrong, and I expect an apology within the next 24 hours. So I'm going to read you a couple of things that the interwebs or the social media has told me. So I've never seen remedial action in a movie. I don't know about you, but our weapon systems were always shitting the bed. It would be nice if Hollywood threw a couple tap rack bangs in there. I would know it was a Marine movie. Yeah.
Remedial action.
Remedial action. Also, unlimited ammo. Like, where are these magazines coming?
Yeah, that's what
from?
That's what gets me is like the continuously firing.
When someone has a handgun in a movie, I count the rounds.
Nerd.
And some of them have like a fucking 37 round mag before they drop it and reload.
Or if they ever reload.
Sometimes they don't even reload.
Yeah.
They must be doing it off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one too. I hate that one too. It's like, a lot of people think like a lot of non-military people think, like, even some military people that aren't like combat arms and stuff, that you just have like an unlimited amount of ammo.
Yep.
But like standard load for an infantryman is 210 rounds.
Yep.
For an M4, so 7 mags.
That's
including the one that's in your weapon. So like, if you fire like they do in Hollywood, you're gonna be like,
yeah.
All right, so we're done here, right?
Like 15 seconds into the firefight, you're like,
we're done here. Like,
so you guys want me to just wait in the back, or what?
And that's the other thing too. Is no one fires full automatic. You can't control it.
No.
I mean, you just don't hold the trigger down. Yeah, you don't just hold the trigger down.
Yeah.
Unless you're like training and you got to carry the ammo and it weighs a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you get rid of it as fast as possible.
Yeah, then you fucking cherry that barrel for sure. Yeah. There was a lot of uniform discrepancies, like when they have the Velcro thing around the neck.
The Mandarin collar, that little like.
Yeah, it covers on the flight line. The women who are allowed to wear their hair like however fucking which way they want.
They can do that now though. That's approved.
That's true.
So Hollywood was trendsetters. They were ahead of their time.
Hollywood was ahead of the curve.
They were ahead of their time.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? It's funny. I just took a trip. We were flying, and I was going down the jetway, and they have like all the posters of like, this airline cares about you, blah blah blah. And it's like, we care about our military members, and it was the person in the uniform with the collar all the way down across, no patches, no name tapes, just standing there, and you're like, like, oh man, you can't even like.
I know,
man.
They should put quotations around care.
Yeah.
And then there was some good ones. They walk on the fucking grass. No one told them that's Sergeant Major's grass. They're not worthy to walk on it.
Yeah.
And then you never see deployment queens in any movie, which is completely accurate. Basic rifle safety. Pretty sure every movie has entire teams get flagged by everyone, but the first two through the door. Mm-hmm. The only movie I ever think that had like that was Black Hawk Down, where he's like, "This is my safety." He's like, "Sergeant, your weapon's on fire." Yeah.
Like, So someone was actually making an on-the-spot correction. And the guy told him to go fuck off.
Okay, Billy Badass. If I can put it on safe.
No one outranks safety.
Yeah, no, I don't trust your fucking finger safety, buddy. And that there was someone who gave me a list of 8 things, and they were
nice.
They were all pretty amazing. I'm just gonna go through all 8 of them.
Pretty spot on
right now. No fat soldiers in movies. The average age of soldiers in movies seems to be 35 instead of the 14-year-olds we get. Uniforms in OCIE and combat are super crisp and clean in movies.
That's a big one. I see that too, yeah.
Firefights last for 20 minutes, when in real life they're much shorter. When the bad guy gets shot, he dies immediately no matter where he gets hit. But when a soldier gets hit, he's plenty of time for a heartfelt goodbye to his buddies. This dude is like, I used to talk to him so much at my unit, and he's
like spot on.
He is so salty, and I fucking love him for it. Where was I? The movies don't show nearly enough vices used by soldiers. The holy trinity is booze, tobacco, and caffeine. I'd like to see a soldier packing a double horseshoe, chase 2 grams of Motrin down with a Rip-It while carrying his laptop to the porta-john for a 120-degree combat jack. He's talking about masturbation.
And with Rip-Its.
With Rip-Its.
The double horseshoe, if you don't know what that means, he's got chewing tobacco
all the way around.
Up lip,
upper deck
and lower.
Upper and lower.
And the gross thing is he probably redipped that.
It's probably, yeah. He probably hasn't got to the PX for a while, so he redipped it for sure. The movies only depict combat jobs when 90% of the military never sees any sort of combat. I want to see more mechanics, cooks, plumbers, human resource specialists, etc. That way, when I have to pop into a Home Depot on the way home from work, I'm not worshipped like a war hero. Half the remaining... He claps at the World War II vets. So for the 10 that are remaining, I apologize. Half the remaining World War II vets claim to be at Omaha when in fact they were supply clerk. I could literally keep going all night, but I want to go play some video games like a good soldier.
I like it. That's very, it's amazing. Oh, fucking Hollywood. Yeah, could you imagine if, like, there's a new war movie coming out, it's just called, like, Kandahar. And it's, like, follows, like, it's just like a pack clerk. Like,
it's just called Hurry Up and Wait.
Yeah. Although that would be a pretty hilarious sitcom if you did a sitcom of, like, the people that worked at, like, the air terminal at, like, at, like, Baghdad International, like, like that job in the Air Force that, like, all the people that come in and out and, like, all the stupid shit that happens in the terminals and get yelled at, like, that would be pretty funny.
I think Bill Burr does a bit on that where, he's like, where he says something to the, I'm probably going to fucking butcher it because I'm not Bill Burr, but he's like, yeah, the fucking guys that are, flying the jets and they're getting shot at and shit, those are the fucking real heroes. No one ever talks about the guy who's telling them where to land with the fucking light sticks. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But it's like, but I'm talking about the people, like, you have to, like, that's what was, the military itself is like its own, it's a copy of the civilian world, right? Just at a much smaller level.
It's a corporation.
You have everything. So, like, you have the people that work at a terminal that, like, check you into the flights when you have to go places. It's like going to the airport, but it's in a shitty military version. And there's no fucking seats, and everyone's got duffel bags. The AC's always fucking broken.
Yep.
And there's like, oh, you want water? There's a pallet over there. And it's out in the fucking sun. It's like 120 degrees. And they're like, I'm sorry, the flight already left. I'm like, you told me it wasn't leaving for 3 hours. And they're like, it left. There wasn't any seats available. And
we're going to tell your training command.
Hollywood, though, that's great.
Yeah, and they always have like things so crisp, and like everyone's like, yes, sir, fucking yes, sergeant. It's not like that.
Yeah, I want to hear the guys being like, eat a dick.
Yeah. or they fucking call each other like by their first name. Yeah, hey, fucking Joe.
Yeah.
How's it going?
That's I think like, so that's what I was saying like with Dale Dye when he does like his technical advising stuff. So like Platoon is probably one of the greatest war movies in my opinion, because it shows like, I mean, there's some Hollywoodization stuff in it, you know, and the guy that did Platoon was in Vietnam. Like, it's a very accurate portrayal, but like they made those guys go out for like 3 weeks ahead of time and do like patrols.
Yeah.
And they wore the uniforms they wore while they were out there. So it wasn't brand new. They were dirty as fuck.
Right.
Like, they reeked. Like, dude, combat uniforms stink, man. It doesn't even matter.
Suck.
Because when you get it washed, it's probably getting washed by some third country national. There's no soap. Like,
yeah, I don't know if you know this about third country nationals, but they're not known for their cleanliness.
Yeah. And then, like, if it is soap, it's government soap, so it has no fragrance, no smell. And they wash it in a way that it, like, it doesn't get the smell out, but it gets the material harder.
Yeah.
I can't explain, like, it turns it into cardboard.
It's a crazy amount of starch they use for some reason.
Yeah.
When they're washing things that should never see starch.
Yeah, it's not even starch. It's like, I don't even, but then they wash it at such a high temperature.
If you're a third country national and you know what you wash shit with, let us know.
Yeah, write shit here.
Yeah.
But that's, dude, the Hollywood's. But I feel like this is like, so we actually have a bunch of buddies too that are firefighters, right? Or cops, or go back to that, nurses, or medical medical, like work in medical field, like my wife. Like, they can't watch their requisite or their like opposite shows, right? Like, because she's like, that's not how it works in the medical field. Like, you can't say that to a patient. And this, like, it's just Hollywood does it, so it ruins it for me watching military movies.
Yep.
And, like, the newest stuff that comes out, like, I was so excited about that show, and then I watched that episode, and I was like, you fucking ruined it, man.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
I feel like I know exactly what show you're talking about.
And I also feel like, but it's like that forever. I don't feel like all CIA agents are like kicking down doors. And
yeah, exactly.
I feel like being a CIA agent would be like,
they're behind a desk.
Yeah, drinking way too much coffee, typing up reports over and over and over.
Yeah.
And like,
they're all super out of shape.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, they go to work and hate their lives too, guys.
Yeah.
But it's not all.
That doesn't mean I don't enjoy a good Hollywood blockbuster. So keep producing them, Hollywood. Keep making them.
Yeah.
I actually have had some friends.
I'm glad you said that, because they're probably paying attention to what we're saying right now. Yeah.
I have a really good friend of mine who was an extra in one of the Transformer movies. He was one of the Transformers. There's a part where
he was a Transformer.
No. Okay. He was in it though. But there's a part in one of the Transformers movies.
That's a stupid fucking question.
Yeah. Where there's like
he was the CGI character.
Yeah,
what?
He was. But there's
idiot.
a part where there's a bunch of Air Force guys, like military guys, jumping free fall out of the back of a C-17.
Yeah.
He got to be one of those guys because they used real military guys.
Yeah.
So I like that when Hollywood does go get approval from the government to do things. It's good recruiting tools. Yeah. But it's hard.
It's kind of like a double-edged sword too, because there has been movies where they do cast. I can't remember what the name of the movie was, but they cast all actual soldiers to play.
Oh, are you talking about like Act of Valor, the SEAL movie?
Yes.
Oh, the SEALs hate that.
Yeah. So they cast actual SEALs, and then the critics are like, well, the acting's not that good. Well, yeah, you fucking idiot. They're not actors.
Because he's a SEAL.
So like they're in a shitty spot.
Yeah, I get it.
But you know what? Fuck
But the other thing too is like, the military, I think that's what really pisses me off, is the military is so fucking thorough. You can buy literally books called The Uniform for Dummies at Clothing and Sales that shows you how to put together every single uniform to the eighth of an inch
It's like-
of where it's supposed to be above your breast pocket on the Class A.
AR-670-1, but slower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And AR-670-1, 362903 for the Air Force, like whatever it is for...
Did you just black out again when you said that?
Just blacked out. But whatever it is for the Marine Corps, Navy, and I'm sure even the Coast Guard probably has something. Do they even have uniforms?
I don't know. I think they have casual Fridays.
Hawaiian shirts? Probably seems like something they do.
Yeah.
Anyway, they all have these things, and it's like, they're not deeply guarded secrets.
I know. Every field manual or technical manual that we have or whatever service branch has is available online.
Yep. Probably on Amazon Prime.
You can get it. You can get it tomorrow if
Yeah.
you order it today.
If you order it within the next 2 hours,
Yeah,
you can get the uniform guide tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hollywood, which I'm sure Hollywood has one office that they all answer
do.
to. Yeah. So the
Everyone
main
write
office in
in.
Hollywood, if you're listening to this, just fucking buy the manuals.
All right, so what's the most glaring mistake that you're like immediately into your head? Like what's the most glaring mistake you remember, or you're just like, that one fucking time?
That I don't know if it's just one. To me, it's always the uniforms. And there's a lot of movies who put like regular everyday soldiers in situations that they'd never be in.
Like defusing a nuke
Yeah.
while getting intelligence from some like
Yeah,
Eastern
exactly.
European.
Like the main character is just in his pants and a t-shirt, and he's like defusing a daisy chain
Yeah.
IED.
Yeah.
Like what?
Casual Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah. I always wore at least a hat for that, but just kidding.
You have to have at least a hat.
Never done that. No pants needed for that.
All right. Let's leave Hollywood.
And go to the U.S. Postal Service
Yeah.
for mail call.
Yeah.
All right. So this was a story. It's sent in by Anonymous. I get a lot from him recently, or her recently.
Anonymous likes to write in a
But
ton.
I have a lot of friends of mine and acquaintances through the socials that all served at one point in time as instructors at the world famous United States Army Basic Airborne Course. That's been doing it the same way since 1940, and fuck change.
Yep.
That's what they say. So I put it out to my friends that were all black hats to say, I know you have to, because student stories, everyone, when you're going through a military school, everyone's got these like students.
Yeah, because everyone's
man.
a badass.
Yeah, students are students, but I love hearing students that fuck up and are just giggle. They make me giggle, laugh, and this one's no different. So I hope you enjoy this as well. Just get right into it real quick, and then we'll cover some of the stuff that happened. Like he throws a lot of terms in here. So I was safetying a jump, and my JM jump master on the door was a monster of a man, 6'4", 240 pounds. It was about the fourth or fifth jumper, and the others before him had done what they were supposed to do. The kid stumbles to the door and then throws himself onto the ground between myself and the monster JM. Bad move on his part. JM immediately throws his hand in the next jumper's face, stopping him in place. I'm trying to contain the dummy static line that he has completely dropped, and without skipping a beat, the beefcake JM picks the kid up by the bottom of his parachute and the shoulder straps and tosses him into the breeze, flailing about. We continued mission with following jumpers without incident. The very next lift, after we stood up, hooked up, and equipment checked, we both saw a stream of liquid running down the floor of the C-130. Again, Monster JM goes to investigate. About six jumpers back, a kid had pissed himself. I watch as my partner slapped the kid, both open palm and backhand, then came back to the front of the chalk as if nothing had just happened, and commenced his duties. Kid came by like a little bitch crying, but actually handed off his static line. Did not hesitate to go out of that aircraft. I guess he thought at that point it was a better option than dealing with Goliath again. Ended up becoming besties with that monster JM, and he would become my door partner for most duties remaining my time as a black hat.
Oh, God. That is such a disrespectful way to hit somebody.
I know.
Not only open hand, but also
backhand.
like I
the
just
follow
picture,
back around. So, Anonymous, thank you for sending this in. This is the first of many that have come in for Black Hat for everyone's cool stories.
Dude,
and
such good stories,
dude. Let me like having been fortunate enough to get paid to jump out of airplanes for majority of my career. I've seen a lot of shit, but nothing is like the basic airborne school stuff because it's the first time people are doing it. They have no fucking idea what happens. And to be honest, when you're in a C-130, like the whole process of jump school is horrible. It's 3 weeks that could be crammed down into like a day and a half.
Yeah.
Right? You have to effectively fall out of an airplane 5 times to get your wings. Again, it's that rite of tradition, rite of passage, whatever. But like everyone's really brave throughout the whole school until you get to jump week, the 3rd week, and then you get rigged up, you get inspected by the jump master, you get your JMPI, you sit down, you go out to the Air Force aircraft that's waiting on the flight line, you load up, and then the moment you're flying over the drop zone and the doors actually open up, and you're like,
shit gets real.
That's when everyone's face changes, and it's hilarious, right? Like, but the thing is like they tell you multiple times. So the funny part, which is they didn't cover in this, but like if you're a jump refusal, you can say I quit, I'm not going to do it, all the way up until the point when you get ready to jump out of the aircraft, because then you endanger other people's lives. You get a lot of shit. So like this guy just mentioned, he's trying to control the static line. So the static line is hooked to your parachute because it's static line parachuting at a low altitude. But that thing's dangerous. Like I've seen guys lose their bicep because it gets wrapped around and and when it tightens up, it rips, right? So you have to hand it to the safety in a safe manner so he can control it so it doesn't catch anyone else who's going out. So it's like this guy just flailed it out. So if you're a jump refusal in the door, normally what happens is the jump master will boot you the fuck out of the door. Then when you get to the ground, you get dropped from the course. Yeah. So you're still going flying no matter what.
You still did what you were supposed to do, and now you're
to
out.
Just close your fucking
go.
eyes, jump out the door, and deal with it.
Yeah.
But the utter disrespect of the front slap, the back slap,
and then the back slap.
But then the best part of it is the kid came by, handed off his static line like he was told to do, and exited that aircraft in a vigorous manner while in flight.
Well, the good news is on his way down, his pants would dry.
Yeah, they dried out real quick.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you were falling 18 to 22 feet per second. Not really, but hey.
Yeah, whatever.
But, dude, that's a great story.
That was really good.
Yeah, I know this. I know who Anonymous is. Really, really good dude. Very good jump master as well. And that's like, so, like everything in the military, you get like little perks of being like, oh, I'm an instructor, so I'll get to go do this, right? Like, dude, being a jump master, there's no fucking perks. It's a ridiculously hard school, right? It's very easy to fail. There's no extra pay, but you have a ton of extra work, and then you have that whole responsibility of people's lives in your hand. Yeah. But then you get to also bitch slap motherfuckers in the aircraft and be like, that's cool, he's a jump master. It's all good.
If you're someone who likes to bitch slap somebody, become a jump master.
Yeah, enlist in the Army, airborne option, and then do your 12 requisite jumps, go to jump master school, fucking pass.
You have to pass.
I did not my first time. I failed by 2 seconds, but I passed my second time, and I became a very successful jump master. That's one of the things that I am absolutely most proud of in the military, was being a master-rated parachutist. That's a great little thing. That was fun.
Awesome.
Being a jump master. So I appreciate that. Anonymous, keep them coming.
Yeah.
I like his like the escalation of this guy being monstrous.
Yeah.
Like Goliath at the end.
Yeah, just the words he used to describe him. Beefcake.
Yeah, Beefcake Jump Master.
It almost sounds like he's into him a little bit.
Well,
Beefcake?
Well, this Anonymous is pretty beefcake himself. So
Yeah?
Not tall though. Not tall.
Just a beefcake?
Just beefcake. Beefcake. Yeah, that was good.
Cool, man.
That was good.
Well, episode 6, man, is done.
I feel like we just started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed this one.
I did too. Not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna go back and draw some things out because I'm still trying to figure out that Rogue Private's second story, like the actual positioning. I'm just
Yeah.
So
If you can bring some illustrations for next week.
that might get us kicked off the airways or the YouTube. Put us on RedTube? Would that be what the next one is?
Yeah, we can go RedTube, X Hamster, whatever.
Yeah,
Dude.
cool. Okay. Yeah.
We can make an account on Pornhub or something. I don't know.
Okay.
So thanks for listening, guys. It was a really fun episode.
Absolutely.
As always, Big Dick Nick and Wilco Media, thank you guys for allowing us to just sit up here and do what we do. And
I also like the chime-ins from
man.
Big Dick Nick, the producer today.
Yeah.
They were good. We were kind of in his realm.
Keep
the
them
Talking Hollywood.
keep them
Kinda
coming.
in his realm.
We like when you're involved. And we're gonna keep asking you guys until it's done. Until we have, what is there in the world? 7 billion people, roughly.
Yeah, give or take.
Until we have 7 billion subscribers and likes on YouTube, we're gonna keep saying it.
And I actually feel like you could probably
Wilco
double
Media.
that because all you need is you need a YouTube, you need a Google account, right?
Yeah.
It's all linked. You can have multiple.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
We'll start with 7 billion.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Wilco Media on YouTube.
I feel like that's a reachable number.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe, wherever you listen to your podcasts, and leave a review if you like what you see, or if you like what you hear.
Or see if you like YouTube.
Yeah.
That's-
if you don't like what you see, then fuck off.
You just watch it again.
Yeah.
You probably will like it. But that's another thing too is what you can find unique about us is we drop a brand new episode every Thursday at noon on the Wilco Media Pro YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So you can watch it like basically run live at noon on Thursdays. So,
Yeah.
and that's a pretty cool way. Then it pops up on all of our all those podcast channels, Spotify's.
And I'll tell you what, I'm usually
Apple Podcast.
watching, and when I say usually, every week I'm watching, because I like to see myself. I'm just kidding. I hate to see myself, but I like to watch it because I like to see things that I need to improve on and stuff like that. Things I did good, things I need to do better.
If you have things that
you're
Johnny
watching
can
it
improve
on
on.
YouTube when it's live, I'm watching it when it's live. We can chat back and forth.
Yeah. And if you have things that Johnny can improve on,
Because we all know that Bobby's a lost cause.
it's facts.
He is what he is right now.
It is facts.
I still have some years, some stuff left in the tank where I
Yep.
can make some changes.
Probably not. But go back to the real quick to the beginning. Stickers, right? If you want a
Stickers.
sticker,
I'm serious. If you guys want some stickers and you're gonna be slapping around wherever you're at, wherever you live, let me know. Send me your address, and I will send you a bunch of stickers, and we'll get this thing growing.
yeah. Because if you listen, chances are all your friends are going to like it too. So
That's true. And if you have some good stories, if you have some good suggestions, if you want to see something done differently, or you think you have a good segment in mind, go to wilcomediapro.com/BTB podcast. And as Bobby always says, it just says write shit here. It doesn't say write your story here. You can write whatever you want. And we read everything.
mm-hmm. We've yet to have one say shit. So
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in that, if I'll be honest.
challenged out. And then finally, I think guests.
Actually, in the near future,
Mm-hmm.
I believe we have one coming.
Do we now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
But you'll have to tune in to find out.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks a
We'll
lot.
see you next week.
Hope you have a great week. Cheers.